So recently in Jujutsu Kaisen, Maki achieved Heavenly Restriction, but before gaining Heavenly Restriction, Maki was already a grade 1 sorcerer. This is due to her insane hand-to-hand combat skills. As Maki was born with next to no cursed energy, she had to rely on cursed tools. Out of desperation to surpass her sister and be accepted by her family, she trained relentlessly with cursed tools. After defeating the entire Zenin clan, she also now has access to lots of special grade cursed tools, which not only increases her power, but also allows her to exercise stronger cursed spirits. Now I want to go over what Heavenly Restriction actually is. So Heavenly Restriction is bindings on a user's body, where a user will lose all of their cursed energy in exchange for removing the limitations on that individual's body. Now a user without cursed energy cannot detect curses, however in Maki's case she is able to see them using special glasses as well as her refined senses. Now Maki wasn't born without cursed energy, just a very small pool of it, meaning that she always had potential to unlock Heavenly Restriction, and we found out that it was Mai that was actually holding her back. The reason Mai was preventing this growth for Maki was because Mai didn't want to grow herself. Due to Maki and Mai being twins, they are apparently bound together. This means that if one doesn't want to grow as a sorcerer, the other twin will be capped at a certain level, and this is what happened with Maki. So the long and short of it is Heavenly Restriction significantly increases a user's durability, speed, and just all of their physical attributes. Now I'm going to get onto how strong Maki actually is. So Maki's first feats were when she assassinated the Zenin clan. So Maki, before unlocking Heavenly Restriction, had been fatally wounded in her battle with her father. Her father was considered a special grade 1 sorcerer, meaning that he scaled in between special grade and grade 1. Now Maki managed to literally one-shot him without him really having time to react to her attack. This shows her already immense speed at this point. Now it's important to say that Maki also hadn't fully unlocked her full potential. So this is a weakened version of Heavenly Restriction. Maki then went into the Zenin clan training area, where there was potentially 100 sorcerers, all quite skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Maki, however, did not struggle whatsoever, not only speed blitzing them all, but even engaging in hand-to-hand combat without even receiving the slightest of scratches. After defeating all of these soldiers, Maki was jumped by 3 sorcerers known by the Zenin clan as the Hei. These sorcerers are said to be semi-grade 1 or higher. Maki was managing to smile while casually destroying these characters with little to no difficulty, still not even sustaining a scratch. Now her next fight was slightly more difficult as she had to fight a special grade 1 who was considerably stronger than her father. So Toji Zen'in was said to be the strongest Zenin clan member, as well as being the head of the Hei, the group Maki just killed. So Toji, in his fight against Yuji and Choso, was able to easily speed blitz the two of them, and was able to overpower the special grade death painting wound. It was clear Maki was exhausted from all this fighting, so in this fight Maki had to deal with the fact that her cousin could move at beyond supersonic speeds. This is a testament to Maki's reaction speeds, as she managed to catch him going at top speed and end him in one punch. Now that was just a Zenin clan assassination, where it said that Maki's Heavenly Restriction was only at 50%, and she was still inferior to Toji Zenin. We only really have one more fight that Maki has gone through so far, but it's definitely useful in scaling her up against some of the other characters in the series. So Toji, her cousin, was not actually killed by Maki, meaning that he actually came back as a cursed womb. Now undergoing this awakening meant that Toji was actually much faster, making his curse technique even more powerful. So this is actually a special grade curse at this point. Toji managed to reach Mach 3 during their battle and struck Maki whilst going this speed. This understandably knocked Maki down. This was still a considerably weaker version of fully realised Maki. So while her teammates were fighting, Maki was engaging in combat with a sumo wrestler. This is where she fully understands her true power. The sumo wrestler teaches her what it's like to be a samurai, and she realises that to become a samurai, she needs to feel free. With this new power, Maki was able to outpace the cursed womb, meaning that at minimum she was going beyond Mach 3. Maki is now also able to sense attacks without actually seeing the opponent. She does this by sensing changes in the atmospheric pressure. Also, due to Maki not having any cursed energy, she is able to go in and out of domain expansions. This is a completely broken ability and counts a lot of characters who are relying on their domain expansions. The new power from sumo wrestling was said to be Maki's fully realised version and put her on par with Toji Zenin. Now because we know that Maki scales relative or slightly above Toji Zenin and we don't have any fights with Heavenly Restriction Maki, let's go into some of Toji's fights. So before Toji was reincarnated, he was able to beat a young version of Gojo without sustaining any damage. Now if Gojo was at full power during this fight, I think it would have given Gojo the edge, but regardless, he simply was unable to keep up with Toji's speed and physical prowess. This fight showed how meticulous Toji was. I think his intelligence is often disregarded by many people. Toji is a very tactical fighter, and we can see it in a lot of his fights. Toji was also able to stomp on Suguro Geto, who at the time was a grade 1 sorcerer, who only a year later received the title of special grade. Toji said that Geto's power was negligible compared to his own. Due to his heavenly restriction, Toji was also immune to curses, and was able to detect any curse just using his enhanced senses. After being reincarnated into a new body, Toji was able to manhandle one of the special grade disaster curses, Dagon. Even Maki, who was grade 1 at the time, as well as Nanami and Naobito, could not damage. Now the reason Toji never gained the special grade title was because of his lack of curse energy. According to Jujutsu lore, a user must have some form of curse energy in order to gain a ranking. So it's clear Maki is a special grade sorcerer after all of these awakenings, but who does she actually scale above? Now considering her insane speed, durability, as well as access to cursed tools, many of which are special grade, she would likely scale to Hakari, who is beating Kashimo in a 1v1. Therefore this easily puts her at top 10 strongest in the series as of right now. And after 1 month of training, it would be no surprise if she was able to surpass someone like Yuta anytime soon. It is also clear that narratively speaking, she is an equal to Hakari and Yuta, as in the panel where Kanjaki was talking about Jujutsu highest heavy hitters, they were all placed in the same panel as equals. But that is it for this manga discussion. If you have anything to add to what makes Maki so strong, or who you think she would scale to in the Jujutsu world, then leave it in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.